Roman, he's just like shit. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. I'm Terry Flood, joined by Adam from the Fifth Official. Yo. He's got a busted knee. I do. His legs up in the air. Yeah, he clashed. He was doing something. What are you doing? Some bloke in here, you know?
Whoa. He said, football. Always football. Don't worry about that.
Playing a bit of football. Hey, that camera needs moving.
That camera is shocking.
Shocking. The lights ain't on. The camera is moving. What's going on? This is the worst. It's the worst. This is about as bad as Arsenal's defending. It really is. It's 1-1 in the game between Arsenal and Newcastle.
Wow. And we can finally see Adam. That is crazy. That is mad. I can't believe it. I was look at the difference. Look at the flipping difference. Oh my days.
The TV's what have you been doing, Jay? For like an hour, what have you been doing? Man's just been playing with himself in the other room. He's been playing Gulliver or something. He's been on. I don't even know what's going on.
Oh wow.
Oh, one of them ones. Listen, I think we're sponsored by the One Football app. The information for that is in the description below, so go and check that out. Get it downloaded. Give us a call as well on 0203 606 0315. We want to take your calls on this first half display from Arsenal and this mini comeback thus far from Newcastle. Your point of view, Adam, as a Gooner.
Yeah.
I mean, do these matches in the Premier League even mean anything anymore?
Nah, listen, every match means something. Let's not be silly. Newcastle are a team with a lot of history as well. Arsenal, we've had quite a few good games with Newcastle too.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a bit forced. Like, Aubameyang out wide, not looking too great. Lacazette, his confidence looks shot. He should have taken a shot on when he got to the box, but he tried to pass it off to Willock or Wilcott, whatever his name is. It's just a bit forced. We don't look like we're up to it.
Do you know what I thought that was Lacazette? I think when the goal he took today, it was instinct. The ball come across, he had to hit it first time, goal. It's when he has to think. That's the confidence issue, because his confidence is low. When he has to think and there's a bit of time for him, he seems to make really poor decisions right now. And it's unfortunate because he is such a good football player. Newcastle themselves, though, have been very, very impressive. You know, just interesting. When they beat Man United a few weeks ago now, I felt really embarrassed. The fact that today's the first time they've conceded at home for a long, long time. In 2018, they've been in wonderful form. Yeah. And then they've come back into this game. Kennedy looks like a real player. I mean, what the hell are Chelsea doing? Loaning Kennedy out.
Listen, don't even talk about Chelsea's stupid transfer policy. They're idiots. They are fools. I don't know why. Kennedy would make a huge improvement to the team that is at Chelsea now.
Massively. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Gracie, and I support Arsenal.
Hello, Gracie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And what would you like to say today?
I just wanted to say we're doing okay. Lacazette's goal was perfect. It was a nice cross in, and then just finished it, and his confidence got back since he's been injured.
I mean, how impressed have you been? How good a player do you think Lacazette is? I mean, there are some Arsenal fans, were asking for him to be sold a few months ago live on here. Where do you sit on that, Gracie?
Well, I think he should stay. I think he's a world-class player. He's not quite Aubameyang's level yet, but his pace is good. Yeah, he looks shorter than other players. He's not as quick, but he's agile and he's good on the ball, and he can create chances.
Arsenal haven't won very many away games, especially in 2018. Are you confident you can pick up the 3 points in the second half?
Well, I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I think so. I mean, you've got Aubameyang, Lacazette. They seem to be connecting well on the pitch, and we got defence. Mustafi, I'm not sure on him. He's just bad, especially when Perez scored. He just slipped it. It's exactly like he did in Moscow. I mean,
I said the same thing. Yeah, he just gets beat. He's half a yard too slow. He's brain, and that's not a physical thing. That's his brain. He doesn't anticipate, and you can't. That's almost impossible to teach that anticipation. That's it. But Gracie, thank you very much for your call. We really appreciate it here on FanPark Live.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Listen, more girls need to call the show. That's brilliant.
Are you sure? I don't know if it was a girl or a boy. I don't know. I didn't want to ask.
I swear.
I think it's a girl.
I swear that was a boy. Gracie. I mean, a girl, sorry.
Yeah.
It had to be a girl.
I don't know in the modern day world. I don't get.
Nah, it's definitely a girl.
Okay.
Anyway, more girls need to call the show regardless.
We do need more women
so...
ringing up. We really do. But listen, I looked at the breakdown, the analysis. 3% of our viewers are women.
Maybe women just don't like football.
No, look, there are some that clearly do, but on a percentage scale, like most of the women in my life that I've known, friends, relatives, parents, girlfriends,
Jeez.
the majority don't like football. But some really love it, like Sophie Richardson. Obviously, she has her own hairdryer treatment on the United Stand. She likes it. Sophie from Chelsea, she likes it.
Yeah, she does.
Welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Seamus.
What's your name? Sorry.
Michael.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. You did so well. It was actually funny the first time round. Seamus.
Seamus is the name of my ex-father-in-law.
Oh.
But he sounded a lot younger than Seamus did.
I was going to say, yeah.
Seamus is Irish for James.
James.
Seamus is Irish for James.
That's good.
Yeah, there we go. People here talking about the country. What's he saying here? Majib says Aubameyang's cross for Lacazette's goal was quality. This is true. It was very, very good.
Why are people talking about A-levels and GCSEs?
That's Jack 1994. A-levels are above GCSEs. Yes, we all know that. Well done. You get a gold star.
One A-level for you.
They're that easy this day, though. Yeah, hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Josh. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, baby. What's happening, Josh? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing.
I knew it was an international number because I saw 2 zeros. I was like, I don't know where it's calling from though, and then I heard Houston. Nice. Who do you support, mate?
Arsenal.
Okay, good. What's on your mind? What do you want to say?
I mean, I think today we're not doing so great, relatively speaking. Well, relatively speaking, we're doing pretty good, but you know, like we're playing pretty terribly. I think that Lacazette's confidence is pretty shit, and I blame that on Arsene Wenger 150%.
Why would you blame Wenger? What's Wenger done wrong in your eyes to make him lose his confidence?
Well, here's the thing, right? We went out and spent so much money on this striker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, correct me if I'm wrong, he's only played a full game one time, right?
Yeah.
Every game at the 78th minute you pull him out, there's been like 3 or 4 times he's had 2 goals in a game. You know, you never let him finish a hat trick or, you know, whatever. But you spend so much money on a player, if you keep pulling him out, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. His confidence is going to get shit.
If you were a player and you kept happening to you, though, would you try and raise your game, speak to him and say, listen, I don't appreciate what you're doing. I'm really good. I'm better than what you're making me look like. Or would you just accept it?
Well, that, I guess, you know, from our perspective, we don't know whether or not he's had a conversation with the coach.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't judge him based off of that. I can't judge the coach based off of whether or not the player has a conversation with the coach. I have to trust that the coach is having conversations with the players. That's what the coach gets paid to do. That's what I trust that the coach is doing. That's his job, right? He's supposed to manage the players. It's his job to make sure that he gets the best out of his players. Not necessarily the player's job to make sure that, you know, like, you have to manage the players that you buy. If you're going out to go buy talent, you don't just invest money into your talent. Like, the investment is not just on money alone. You have to invest time, effort to get the best out of your players. And he's not doing that. Like, it's evident. Every game he gets sent to, he gets pulled off, you can see on his face it looks like a crying bitch. Excuse me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're right. The other night in Moscow, he was pulled off.
Shot.
Same thing. He looks despondent because if you're playing well and you get pulled off, and you're playing poorly and you get pulled off, you start to think, what else do I need? What do I have to do to complete 90 minutes? Do you know what it could be? This could be a money thing, though. We had one of the world's biggest agents on this show back in January, and he told us that a lot, or some at least, players have contracts where, say they're on 100 grand a week. They only get that 100 grand a week if they complete over 80 minutes, or they complete 90 minutes in a game, they might get paid 20%, 30%, 40% less.
Yeah.
And these and that's what's weird about the Aubameyang thing. It's like the same time every game he comes off. It's almost as if there is a bigger reason than the player's footballing ability that he's being pulled off. But that's still going to damage a man. Like, imagine you're 5 minutes away from earning 100 grand and you end up walking away with 40. That's good. I don't know. I feel gutted.
Yeah.
Right. The truth is, like, all these things that we're talking about, at the end of the day, it all revolves around the manager.
Yep.
Right? Because he decides what contract's good. Like, if you're going out to find talent, what the shit kind of contract are you signing with this guy? He can't play a full game. What's the point?
Yeah, no.
Right? If you're doing all this for him to play, he got to play. If he's not playing, then it's your fault. Ultimately, everything revolves around the guy making decisions. And, you know, in our team, he wants to be the one person that makes all the decisions.
Yeah.
Especially in that kind of situation, all the blame is going to fall on you. You want all the control, and so all the results are your fault because you control everything. And the things that you don't control, it's a problem because you're trying to control. So you create this kind of like dysfunctional dynamic where nothing is working, and no one is playing at their full potential. So as much as you can blame the players when they're slacking off or when they're not playing well, ultimately the reason why no one is getting the best out of anybody spawns from the one person.
Mate, amazing call. Thank you very, very much. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, it get me excited now speaking to this guy. I go to America this time next week. I'm going over. I'm going to a different part, Philadelphia, and then I got to go to Penn State as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's hilarious because I just moved from New Jersey, which is right next to Philadelphia.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm flying to Philadelphia. Then I got to go to Penn State and a few other places when I'm there. So. Yeah, YouTube life's cool. Mate, awesome. Quality. All the best, mate. Enjoy the second half.
Yeah, no problem. You too. Have a good one.
Cheers. We have a Newcastle fan ready to come through now as well. I wanted to give that guy a little longer because he's called away from America. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
It's Matt.
Hello, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Are you?
Very well, thank you. What was your thoughts on Newcastle's display in that first half?
Yes, it's more of the same. We're a good side now, to be honest. Like poor first half of the season. Now we're starting to really come into our own. But I just wanted to touch on Kennedy. Actually, he was saying how great it was in the first. He's actually been like twice the player of that in practically all the games. And I can't believe we've got him. To be quite honest, like how some players are at Chelsea over him is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a shock. The only thing I can think of, on a logical sense, is the same reason that we saw Diego Costa leave, that him and the manager just didn't see eye to eye. That's because he is that good, and he would improve this Chelsea. I mean, he would improve this Chelsea team in exactly the same way that he's improved Newcastle. I think the calmness that he gives you and his collective nature when he's on the ball, that stands out for me above anything else he's doing on the he's pacey and he's got good skill and it's the calmness he brings and the creativity. I'm really impressed with him, and I suppose at Newcastle, how desperate are you to keep him going into next season?
It'd be a huge boost. I mean, because to be honest, we've still got like Ashley, so there's never really going to be a big transfer budget. But if we get to have him and then Dubravka, as you see him from like crosses and corners, he collects everything. Like if we keep them two, add a few more players. Like you see, Gale's quite good. He's just sometimes like, did you see where he just stopped running?
Yeah.
Like where it's like just sometimes he just does stuff like that, and you're like, if we get another striker, maybe Slimani can do it. I don't know, but but a quick word on Arsenal as well. I always feel like there's a problem at Arsenal. Like a few years ago, it was you didn't have a good enough CDM, but then you got one, and then Van Persie left, and then it was you didn't have a good enough strike force. But everything else was all right. Then you got a few decent strikers in, and then your defence goes.
Mate, I had this conversation, or more to the point, I had this argument with a caller and Ty from Arsenal Fan TV on Thursday night, and it stems around. I didn't maybe say it as calmly as I'm going to do now, but I understand people keep throwing money into it, and I understand that what Chelsea have loads of money. I understand City have got even more money. Man United are wealthy, but this has been going on at Arsenal now since 2004. Whether it be Vieira leaving. Perez going, Thierry Henry, Fabregas, Nasri, Bakary Sanga. Like it's been a continual process of these players leaving. Some before that big money, and some after that big money. And as you say, I remember the year when you guys signed. Is it Podolski? Yeah. And I remember thinking, oh, look at that attack Arsenal creating now. And then Van Persie leaves. So it's even now like
exactly.
it's like now you bring. you bring in Aubameyang and you bring in Lacazette, but then Sanchez. Imagine those three together. That's what a massive club does, who spends their money that they've got, and it's frustrating, mate. But look, really appreciate your call. Second half's beginning, so we're going to just go through the One Football app. Call us back at full time if you can.
Nice one.
Top man. Cheers. Just going to go through the One Football app before we finish and enjoy the second half. Yeah, we had some good conversations at half time. Let's look at some of the statistical breakdown here. I mean, look, 71% of the ball to Arsenal. 10 shots on goal, 3 of them on target. But look at the efficiency from Newcastle. 3 shots, 3 on target. They look dangerous when they go forward. And that's the problem. I mean, Petr Cech doesn't look as good as he used to be. Any decent effort on goal, I feel like it's going in past him at the moment.
Listen, I have to agree with you there. I think Cech's fallen off for the past... We shouldn't have signed him, put it that way. There's so many other goalkeepers out there. We shouldn't have bought Petr Cech. And look at that.
Is that budget job again? Oh. Shot there from, was that Wobie? Yeah, Wobie. One of them ones. But yeah, make sure you get this One Football app downloaded. We're going to use it a lot more in the second half after this game finishes. All the information for that is in the description below. Also, download the Ultimate Football Fan app as well. All that information, again, is in the description, or you can find it on Google Play or iTunes. Just type in Ultimate Football Fan. Take care of yourselves. God bless. We'll be back in about 40 minutes. Take care.